Hannah, Kari, you guys already up? Maybe they're outside or... Wonder if Jay's up too.
No, it's autumn. It's autumn.
Have you never experienced other seasons?
No, he's from the Underdark.
No, but it's September. Autumn doesn't happen till October, right?
No, it is October.
Does nobody pay attention to the calendar?
What?
Do they just?
But anyway.
No. It was September, and
Arthur, can you
last
not
time I
feel the
remember.
breeze in the air? It's getting chilly already, and I just want to lay in bed and eat
I think
food
we're
all
gonna
day.
have.
Yeah, I know that. That's why it's so.
Morning, Rook.
It's September, right?
Morning.
Looks like the seasons are
No.
already changing.
All
It's
I remember
October.
is that I was in the bathroom and I knocked out, and then next thing I know, I'm awake in the infirmary.
Why were you knocked
first
out in a
question,
bathroom?
How did you get knocked out in a exactly?
I don't know. I just
Well, hold
knocked
on.
out. I was
Second
in
of all, why don't you know?
I'll
That
be
sounds
in
pretty
January.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's some new posts on the board.
There's no
I just
shame.
Excuse me.
all I remember is that I was in the bathroom, and the next thing I know,
Yep.
I wake up in the infirmary.
What is it?
Apparently, we got something called a Komodo dragon.
I don't drink.
Orcs, Slaughterfest, Desert Giants.
That's what they all say, and then they start drinking.
Caravan of Giants
Well,
completely destroyed
If
by
you somehow
orcs.
figure it out.
Ah, excuse me, that was sudden.
What
Sorry.
do you mean by
Maybe
campus
I was in
safe?
a
Does that mean we're
injury
not
where my whole
under,
entire skin
that
was
weird
burned? How about
infection
that?
thingy anymore?
Yeah,
That or they
whatever.
checked
And
it.
maybe the
That
exhaustion of
or-
that, maybe just.
That or
made
it's
me pass out.
propaganda to make us believe that we're safe,
Your
even though we're not.
sunburn?
I wonder if they've still got the wolfsbane around the campus.
I don't know how sunburns affect.
Some people are
girls.
probably
I've
still
never gotten
growing it.
one before.
Oh no, I mean
Well, they're called dark
they
elves,
added
so
on the
you're
outskirts
not
of the
light
of the
elves.
shield, so people
Don't
couldn't
mix
get in.
with
Or
the surface and
Ah,
the
I see.
skies.
Mhm.
For the comfort of Forest Station.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
stick
know
next to
that.
trees for now.
I mean, I guess if
Okay,
they
maybe
say
I
we're
will.
safe, it's
God.
alright, but...
Oh, caravan.
So we'll find out
Yes, I know
firsthand
about
whether we
this.
are or not.
Maybe I like it up here.
Only
What
one
do
way
we
to
do
find out.
attached to it?
And what are you doing up there, if I may ask?
Oh god, the crowd.
I was just
Oh,
Is it
Professor.
Good morning, Headmaster.
Hmm.
the season.
Yes,
Do you
Zachary.
ever
question.
see
Good
something like this?
On the
Yes.
billboard
What's your
it
question?
says
First I've seen
Very,
something.
very.
safe. Is
If
it
you
referring
ever
to
see
school?
one of those,
The campus
No.
is safe now from, it's now safe to hunt again on
Interesting,
campus. I'll be
interesting.
announcing
Thank
that
you,
today
later.
during the main speech. We've studied up
We
on
have
the
one,
infection
yeah.
enough that we can tune the barrier
we
so
have
that
one.
we
here.
can
Is
now
there
assure
still
that anything that
wolfbane?
comes in... There's still wolfsbane outside of it, but as for the
Interesting. What
creatures
does it do?
possibly infecting students, that should be taken care of now.
It uses illusionary magic.
Cool.
Morning, Captain.
Some mind magics as well.
Good
It
morning, Mr.
puts a
Jones.
song in your head. And it
So
makes
if,
it very loud.
I'm
find any
fine.
critters, feel free to hunt them now,
Mr.
as you will.
And it
Sounds rather
doesn't
annoying.
stop. Doesn't stop until you,
Has
Morning,
anybody seen
Pickwick.
Hannah?
I don't know.
Usually
maybe
she's
hit
up
it
before
or
me.
something.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was out.
Are you
I think
telling
she
him
went to the
about
library.
The beach. She probably
yes.
Already?
the Tip crab. It was terrorizing
so.
a village
He was up pretty
with
early.
its auditory
Wow.
illusions.
Head start.
We have it now in the dungeon, but it's asleep with puffins. Just don't wake it up. I wouldn't recommend it.
Not sure how much longer Kari's gonna be.
Don't even touch the cage. Don't
If
even-
you whack the cage or something, it would wake up and most likely attack the first person it sees with its illusionary
I
magic.
guess I could go check on her.
It wears off.
Don't want to bother her.
Interesting.
I'm not
she
sure.
likes this
If you
time
whack
to
the cage enough,
herself.
it might fall back asleep, but I don't know how
That's
long it would actually not wear off. But oh well.
Just let the headmaster know, or one of us.
We don't have these colors at home.
Oi, Laguna. Hope you're okay.
Good morning, Arbor.
Oh! Hey, Jay.
Hey, small stuff. How you doing?
I'm doing
I think Hannah's already awake. I'm not sure how much longer Kari's gonna be.
Did she already go to the greenhouse yet?
I think so.
I haven't. And I don't think Hannah has
Maybe
either.
one of
We
the
usually
cool
go
kids
together.
and hanging out in the graveyard.
Wait, huh?
Graveyard. It's not the cool kids. Cool kids hang out at the greenhouse. Come on now.
I do.
Oh, okay, buddy. All
I'm
right,
not-
make
I
sure
like
you
it.
grow that green wall.
Change is good.
I will.
Seasons like this makes me just want to wrap up and stay somewhere warm. And just eat a bunch of food.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go take care of that so I can get back here when everybody else is awake so I can talk to everybody.
Vanguard is too quiet this morning.
Hmm.
Does not feel right. I must make up for the quietness.
Make up for the quietness? Oh.
I'm sorry. I had to run because Becca had an emergency. She does that a lot.
Oh, it's
is Kari
fine.
in the other side? Is Kari awake?
No, she might be
Yes,
having
dear.
a bit of a slow start this morning.
Alright.
Hmm.
Right. So, greenhouse, right?
That's where I was gonna go.
Yeah, did we want to wait for Kari though, or?
Is she having a slow start, or do you think she's gonna have a very slow start?
I don't know. She was still kind of just slowly swimming in her tank this morning. I think she was still kind of waking up.
Oh, then we can wait. Oh, wait. Speaking of which, is that a Kari?
Ah,
I think that's a car. Where's she gone?
For the winter, I do know Vargas is probably going to start teaching the students how to work on some gloves and things like that to provide the students with. But as for setting up some fireplaces, that's obviously up there
Right,
as well.
greenhouse. I almost forgot for some reason. That would have
Good
been
morning,
bad.
Victor.
all right, let's go.
I want to with you.
Well, a possibility, especially if with some of the
Becca
students.
has an emergency, I think. I want to with you all. The right one, right?
Yeah. Close enough.
I mean, yeah, I guess about the same distance.
I guess that's a little too long.
Oh, I love fall.
Mm,
Love the colors.
the colors are really nice.
And the
Allergies
weather
aren't
is
but-
nice.
Allergies? What's
I
that?
don't get too much allergies, so I don't worry about that.
Well, sometimes humans have a bad reaction to all the pollen in the air, and we sneeze a lot. A lot.
Oh.
Well, I guess my half-elf help.
You know, I really like these times in the mornings. Hmm. Wait. Hmm. Of course.
They don't belong to us.
Yeah. We share.
As long as you put them away.
Mm-hmm. It's not nice to leave a mess.
Wait, Victor. That's weird. I don't see you here at all. Where's it?
That's all I get. Good morning.
Good talk.
See you in class.
Morning, Victor. Here.
Morning, Arbor.
Does Chips never really plant anything?
He has an air plum tree.
Good
You mean
morning,
a
Victor.
puffin tree or a
Yeah, bye.
herplum?
No. Puffin. Right, sorry. See, I think it's left a little bit weird. I don't know.
I don't know. As
But
long as you
far
didn't hit your
you
head.
Here, Victor, you've never grown anything here.
Maybe he does and he just doesn't normally come this early in the morning. Meantime, I've got more plums to plant. I already harvested my last batch. These should be ready soon. Hey, Curry.
Hi.
Did you sleep alright?
Mm.
That's good. Where's
Nothing.
Jay?
Yep. Gary went back to the dorms. Good. My time has come!
Hmm.
Your time is...
Huh?
She concerns me.
I've been saying
We
that
should
for
probably
weeks.
make sure she's... yeah.
Hmm.
But my time has come. What time? What do you mean?
Hey, guys.
Any friends?
Ah!
Any friends?
Sorry.
Oh. I mean, sure. But when Carver does the big boom. I mean, is he
I'm
even
just saying.
awake yet?
Chick-
Yeah, I just saw him. He's heading this way. Or he will be anyway. Yep.
Okay, you didn't know. Okay, how's your goat?
Or at least he should be. What is he doing?
I think he was stretching his legs. You know, like exercises.
How the goat was not taking.
It's always good to do them before running, right? At least if you have muscles, but
Yeah.
that's something totally different.
It's just strange because I don't. Well, it's always strange to see the similarities and the differences between your biology and normal biology. Oh, organic biology? I mean, I guess maybe you are kind of, but you're not. Because you're living, so technically you're organic.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't really have anybody to tell me how these things work.
That's fair. Curry? Curry? I can go and grab you once Carver gets done with whatever he's doing.
That?
Around here.
Okay.
I get to introduce everyone to my new friends.
Hi.
Okay, go for it.
Running would probably be out of it.
Okay. I'll stay with you. Me too, you children! Go, or walk away. No, I mean, we can... Other side. Come on, wait, what? Wait, wait, no, I'm very confused. What?
Now that we've collected enough things, the alchemy stations will be free in the school here soon once Vaughn starts teaching.
I was also wondering too, how many flowers on the campus? Like types, different types.
That's a good question. Thinking off the top of my head, there might be 3 or 4. No, unless you count the ones in the graveyard, of course, but those are planted by hand, not exactly natural.
Maybe I ask. Is Professor Willow here today? I can
Sorry,
ask
what was
him
that?
too.
I believe Professor Willow will not be visiting today.
Yeah. I mean, now that the seasons have changed, I believe he's dealing with a couple things back at his tree before he comes back.
Do you want to ask before you start? You should ask before you start picking them.
Oh yeah, can I pick the flowers on campus? Is that okay? Besides the roses, I won't touch the roses.
So are you
Those are
planning on
willows.
just starting to randomly pull random flowers without knowing what they are?
Just the safe floral-looking ones that have a nice scent, like the ones.
I mean, unless you're attempting to make potpourri, I'm not too sure what you're going to get out of them, but I guess so. Maybe try to pick the ones out in the fields instead of around campus. You don't want to ruin the core, I should say.
She's using them to make incense.
I see. All right. I don't know much about incense, so perhaps you can use whatever you find. But be sure to pick them off of the campus. The same flowers you see growing here would be out there as well. Same area, after all.
There you go.
Just don't pick the ones in the graveyard. Those are for the graves.
Oh no, I
See,
didn't
we seem to have
never.
at least one student that can't comprehend that. Unfortunately.
I never did touch those. Thanks again, I mastered.
You're welcome.
It wasn't hard.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Why?
Apparently,
Yeah,
I'm
I feel like-
the boogeyman suddenly.
No, you're not.
No,
No,
she's
you're
not. She's
you.
not saying that you're gonna kill her. She's saying someone else is.
Oh, are you afraid Willow's gonna get mad that you picked the flowers?
No.
Yes. As long as you don't pick the
it's-
roses, which you've been informed not to.
Yeah, I won't, and then never had one. That looks so
Captain
beautiful.
Silver,
We gotta
Madam
fight
Arbor.
all the flowers. We gotta make
will
it
we be
before he kills.
performing
Before he
our
kills me. I'm gonna use
combat
my flower.
care
I'm gonna get
exam
knowledge.
soon?
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. No, I'm gonna leave
Probably
you
in
out of this.
about
I'm
a
leaving
month.
you out of this. I'm leaving you out of this.
Professor Kurita has our next class prepared. We will do
Yes,
it
in
on
fact,
the day.
Steele is right now going over the material before the lesson today.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You will get familiar with those medical terms, and then we shall drag each other around the campus.
Ah, you were referring to those lessons. My mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
preoccupied by the whisperings of the nervous child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have prepared the next couple of classes, and we are ready to proceed when necessary. And then we
Yes.
will be ready for our class, for our test.
In fact, I believe the library is quite fleshed out now. Quite the library we have.
I'm sure Rook will be quite delighted.
True, as
Well,
others might not be, because the
What?
the other
Yes.
the students will
More study.
test about those eventually. Oh, it looks like there's some. Oh, it looks like Ryder's full of energy. Let's see what's going on over there.
Ryder.
Zachary got him going.
Where are their fins?
They're shellfish.
What's true?
What are those?
They're not supposed to have fins.
Boys are gross.
Queens.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at one.
It's not terrible, just a small spot.
I'm not sure if I am.
Are.
I'll patch it up tomorrow.
They're my new fins.
Whoa.
You control your fire that well?
Hey, Joey and Sheldon. Anyway, but don't talk to Sheldon right now because he's in timeout.
What is
My shoulder, you
that?
I very much need that. How much do you value your
Did they
shoulders?
talk at all, or?
What do you-
Minus that
Arbor.
one.
How are you today?
They're probably dead.
I'm fine.
I'll just get a new one.
Or
and try
fake.
to
Well,
sell
yeah,
it
of course
better.
they're dead. I just put googly eyes on them.
Googly eyes didn't kill them.
Googly.
Being on the surface kills them.
Probably the
Obviously, that isn't. They're empty.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
At least get a
okay.
purr.
Oh. They're not real. Like people.
had an argument.
Oh, she's trying to be ventriloquist.
Oh, what?
Ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist?
Ventriloquist.
Argument's over.
Ventriloquist.
I have
Ventriloquist.
no idea what that is.
Not
But-
good, but it should be
Because someone has like a puppet of some sort
I'm
in
in the
one hand,
Zilvina.
What is?
and they act like they talk, and they try not to move their mouth or try not to make, and then try to project their voice where that thing is.
Well, hope it wasn't
It's
too bad of an
interesting.
argument. Between you and me, it looks like
My
it.
grandpa used to do it. He's good at
For
it.
a moment before you forget to breathe.
Cool. I guess.
My fingers feel fine, yes. The pain is
No, I
on the
mean,
top.
you
Yeah,
feel
he
it.
is.
Well, no, I know. I'm making sure you didn't tie the bandages too tight. Otherwise, you know,
I'm not too
they'll
stressed.
cut off circulation.
I didn't tie the bandages anyway. Ravina did. They're not stopping. Is anyone else seeing this?
Well, she must be looping around.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning to you. Sleep well.
Yeah.
I'll have Professor Silver check it out later.
Although I could use a little bit more.
Yeah, probably after class.
Check on Ryder, I guess.
But I am incapable of disapproving of.
I just stubbed my toe. That hurt.
Good grief.
On that rock.
Mm.
Your stairs could take so much. Mine would take
Shit. Shit's everywhere, man.
At least
All right.
Okay.
Look.
I'm teasing you, Ryder. You were perfectly fine.
We don't have anything
You are a young
strenuous
gentleman.
today,
I
right?
expect these things out of you.
Because
Yes! She expelled!
I'm still
It's been
not.
a while since
Damn it!
we've had.
We almost got
anything
there.
Tough,
It was a good
so I
start.
would expect the worst.
Now,
Thank God. No,
just
not
be
thank
careful
God.
when
What?
you go fisting your friends.
Oh,
Wait, what?
ma'am.
God is dead.
Seriously.
What?
Come on!
Wait, who died?
What? Who?
Perhaps
Well,
we go to
hopefully
battle
no one
today.
yet.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
be careful.
Oh, no, not yet.
I hope nobody dies.
Roger that.
God.
Yeah.
This
I
fight was
will
the
be
most
ready.
equal thing that we could do together instead of
Don't
you
get
know,
shot
swords
today.
and beasts and stuff.
Uh,
That's a little bit.
Professor,
Don't get shot
morning.
today.
save the children.
Shall I?
Save the.
Wait.
Wait! What are they doing?
The quiz isn't today, is it? There's
No.
a quiz today.
But there's a clash. With
There is
Steel.
a class today with Professor Steele.
Well, I can tell you this much.
You're being shot.
If he shoots me, I might be fine. But if he shoots you, well.
Right,
You'll
if you
be
say
fine,
that, he's
because I'll
going to
put you
shoot
in
you
front of me.
twice.
I don't want him to shoot me twice. I'm just going to be very silent.
And you better
and-
put on a good act. Be very dramatic, otherwise he's going to go in twice.
Listen, knowing you
Very
guys,
dramatic.
you can rest
Oh,
assured
I've got an
we would let
idea.
you all know ahead of time if there was a quiz.
Maybe if we steal
Maybe.
somebody's glasses,
Maybe.
put glasses on our face, he'll leave us alone.
Watch
so
out.
We're smarter.
Of your right shoulder.
Carver,
I know that would work.
there is a...
Right shoulder. You're right.
Okay.
Alright.
And
Don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid to attack it. It may be
I
vicious.
feel I have the right to be alarmed.
It's armed. It's dangerous. It's about to kill you. Watch out. Oh
Hmm.
no, there's two of them now.
They
Then
have
I'm gonna go that
replicate.
way. That's an idea.
Wow.
You know, he really dodged that quite smoothly.
Aw, and you made her cry. Good job, Carver.
Why is she so upset? They're just like dead clam. That's actually kind of gross. When you think about it, like sea life, carrying around dead sea life. That's like.
Well,
that's
to be
really-
fair,
it's kind of messed up.
well,
Is it?
maybe.
They all die.
It'd be like me carrying around another gemstone and saying, "Hey, look at my friend."
Well, you do realize what I'm holding on my back is a dead creature, right?
What?
This is This is molded from a dead creature.
Gross.
A metal
Real
hound.
gross.
Metal hellhound
I do.
thing. I think I'm Sirius or whatever they're called. Whatever. Depends on you. What?
I'm really
Wait,
troubled
where's your
by
sword?
something. My sword?
Yes. Didn't you get your sword? I thought you did.
Oh, it's in the room. I mean, I could go get it if I want.
You must always be ready for a fight. Preparation. Expectation.
Vaughn, not everyone is as superstitious as you are.
I'm not superstitious. I'm smart.
I mean, I always keep mine,
Actually-
but I don't think I'm superstitious.
We do have a barrier
Am I
over us.
superstitious?
So?
That dream, I had
Am I
a really
superstitious?
crazy dream that kind
I
of
don't think you're
bugged me. I think I'm
superstitious.
going to go,
Yeah, fine.
I think I'm gonna go run a
It's
little bit.
with me all the time,
A
but that's
dream,
just 'cause my
huh?
dad told me to.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll go
I
chasing
think
dreams.
it's just natural. I feel naked without it.
Drill.
Well, that's like
Alright.
class.
Let's
Go
go.
on to the
Looks
presentation.
like it's time for class.
All right.
You're wasting your time. I think we're unending. A while.
Oh, I see.
That dryad.
Not exactly, but I
The
didn't
giant
see
is
the
the
ground they're
professor.
growing on.
You knocked over one of the candles.
Well, apple cider is common during the autumn, after all. The winter, though, I'm sure they'll be dead, unfortunately.
Saying something.
What? Doing my best.
Curry.
Your moves were great.
Curry.
Thanks. I thought my moves were pretty good too. I've seen you right there. I thought they were wonderful.
And I'm just waiting for everybody to file
Don't
in.
worry. I thought your moves were pretty cool as well.
Mm-hmm. You're only saying that because other people said my moves were cool now.
Excuse me.
No
Can
one said
can I have my seat?
I know, right?
It's okay. Today is a very special day for me.
Thanks.
Also, you should be polite and say please.
Mm. And what makes it special, right?
Please. Thank you.
Well, sir, I'm glad you asked.
Who's breathing?
I'm suddenly
I've
not glad
decided-
I asked.
You good,
Hey, Shizuka.
Oh,
Continue, though.
I call this day the first day of autumn, Rider Day.
Oh, dear.
Not even the
my.
first day I asked.
Surprise me every
Oh,
time
again.
you wake up.
porn star. Because
No, that's not how that works.
I don't really have a day dedicated to myself, so I thought I would just give it a shot. And
I usually call that.
Doesn't he have like a
but,
birthday or something?
Sorry
Isn't
to
that?
hear that.
I don't know. Today, who's to say he was born or not?
I mean,
created?
I have a birthday, so it's hard.
Actually, I didn't really consider that possibility.
What?
Were you created or born?
I haven't heard you talk
You have a
about someone
birthday?
named God. Why is he dead?
well,
Happy
yeah,
birthday,
I-
birthday.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah,
that would be a
yeah.
day dedicated to you, I believe.
Happy
I
New
get it. All right, I get it. Thanks.
It's a joke.
Never mind.
Oh. People are weird.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you all slept well, now that the air is getting a bit chillier, now that autumn has rolled around. As you can see, we've also grown some pumpkins around the campus to give us some more of a festive feeling. Maybe once Spirit Week starts, we can get to carving those pumpkins, but that is not here nor there. And today we're going to be learning about something near and dear to both me and Willow, and that'd be the Fae. Steele is currently in the Art and Veil wing, studying up just to make sure he gets everything right for you today. In the meantime, I'm sure some of you saw the bulletin. The campus is now safe again to hunt creatures on for those in here that are meat eaters. So you don't have to rely on the cattle that we've provided for you. We have attuned the barrier so now that it can detect any infected creatures coming in. Thankfully to Willow and Vaughn, who have been checking in on the infected squirrels that we caught. Thank you for your service, Vaughn. And also, we finally have need for the dungeon again. It is now open. We've repaired everything that was damaged down there from the, the rambunctious ones we've had in there before. There was a nearby town that was being terrorized by a hypno crab, and I do recommend that none of you students rattle its cage. It's currently sedated with puffins until we figure out what to do with it. I would recommend not waking that up, or it will attack you with auditorial magic. Yes, Barthol?
Where is this crab so we can avoid it?
It might be better if I don't tell you, but the door right beside the rules, which makes sense, correct, is the door down to the dungeon right down there.
Got it.
Corvu, thank
The
you
rules
for
are
the
behind
refund.
you
Where are you?
when you're
You should
exiting.
be here
It's the opposite of the
somewhere.
merit board. We are also taking care of a Komodo dragon down there. The Cross-Allied Forces recently saved one from a caravan that was attacked by orcs. So be careful not to put your arms inside the cage, or else it might eat you instead of the meat that we've been providing it. But other than that, I believe that is it for today. We could head to the Art and Veil wing for this lecture hall. Yes, Rin?
Where can I eat it?
I don't know if I recommend that.
It's more likely to eat you. Put it that way.
Maybe I'm not gonna eat it.
You cannot.
It's not very polite to call it an it, but okay. How about this, Vrin? Give it a shot. Feel free to. I mean, we have Silver. We've resupplied the medical stuff, right? Okay, thank you. All right, so looks like we're good to go again.
Find your way to my office, and I will try my best to put you back together.
Do elves grow back limbs, by the way? I don't know if elves can grow back limbs. Okay, cool. I didn't know elves can grow back limbs, so I think you'll be fine. But anyway, I think we are ready to start class today. Everyone, you are now dismissed. In 5 minutes, we'll meet you at the end of the Art and Veil wing. That is where we'll be learning about Fae today with Professor Steele. Willow was not able to attend today, so that is why we're in that wing with Steele today. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Thank you, Headmaster. So that door.
Yes, that would be the door.
Got it. Good to know.
Quite spooky and grim down there. Lots of spiders and rats. Be careful.
I mean, I'd be careful in there if I don't want to go in there. I was just trying to avoid it.
What happened to your arm? Got into an argument that I lost.
What do you mean you didn't get it? I don't think you did get it.
I do.
What happened last night? Weird.
Gonna ruin your day.
I made sure that they don't touch that page.
Bang.
Still always unsure as to what we should say.
Yeah, I'm in the same predicament all the time.
You can sit up here.
I'm getting there.
Hopefully we have enough. If we don't have enough books, we should have a couple extra in the back here.
What?
I will hit you with this.
I'm levitating.
Oh my god, you're both doing it
Together, but
Break my other
That is a
Wait, how are you doing?
creepy looking.
Wait, how do you...
Good to see you.
Right?
Oh, I think we're doing this thing.
I'm doing
Good to see you as well.
No,
Can I help you with something?
Excuse me?
Of headmasters
Leviosa saw.
Yes, salutations and all that.
Oh no, we're doing that
Alex
thing.
Leviosa.
Up with an accent. On it. What do you best British accent? Do you know? Wait, no, we already established you have a shitty British accent.
I'm so confused.
he'll be going into much more in depth, and we'll be updating the book.
British back.
Seems fit,
We're
but
lining up by squad.
We need to update the profile.
Oh yeah.
He's not gonna shoot me?
true.
Huh?
We could, or get rid of it entirely
Squad,
at this
what's up?
point. Oh, if you write something
I
up,
hate
that would
this
be
already.
Hello?
Either one.
Wait, then where?
Your writer.
No, this has always been my
No, not those.
team.
What's up, buddy?
I've always said you.
She's there.
She was here.
She's right here.
That dream.
I see.
Alright.
You're fine.
Was there enough books? It looks like it.
Writer's missing one.
We can share.
Someone give you an
There's one here. Wait. No, I think we have
A boogle.
No, those people want to be up front.
a buggle.
You're a boogle.
For them, we got here first.
I'd better be up front.
Yeah, you guys got here first, so you guys deserve to sit wherever you guys want.
Thank you, sir.
He's got two things. I'm not gonna be able to see today. Just gonna let you know he's staring at us. You know, that's
What did you do?
something,
Yes,
right?
doesn't he cut right into your soul?
Alright, y'all
That's
shut up
something.
now.
Thanks.
That's the cue.
Now then, today we will be going over the intricacies. Is that laughter? Today we'll be going over the intricacies of the Feywild and the creatures therein. While there are a myriad in this tapestry of glamour and glitz that you might see within the Feywild, we shall focus upon two creatures this day, and perhaps touch on a few others, as may be appropriate. Now, please open your books to the first page. The first creature that we will be discussing is the Boggle. As you will go into more and more detail as you read the book, I shall provide you with a practical experience. Now, the Boggle is a subset of creature known as Brownie, and generally speaking, they are going to be the small humanoid type creatures that you might see in fairy tales. These types of creatures, make no mistake, my illustrious students. They are unpredictable by their very nature, chaos infused into their very essence, and as such, one might not ever know what a true feeling a fey creature might have, whether it will keep its word, but there are some consistencies to these creatures. First, we should go over the Boggle. Now, the Boggle is a short, gnomish-like creature with, generally speaking, large ears and a strange nose. It possesses advanced senses, able to hear like any sort of canine might, and able to smell with the spectrum like that of bovine or swine. Its ability to detect its enemies and its prey are something to be noticed. And keep that in mind should you ever find yourself to face one. Another very peculiar attribute of this creature is its ability to, how to put this, to sweat a viscous liquid all throughout its body. This Boggle oil, as it is oftentimes referred to, possesses a myriad of illustrious qualities. First and foremost, it is fireproof, and oftentimes it is used in many of the potions that one might encounter. Now, the boggle itself is able to use this boggle oil in a myriad of ways to create oil slicks and to also reverse its own viscosity, causing it to be able to climb up walls, hold on to ceilings, or create web-like traps for its prey and to escape predators. But although all those things might seem fantastical, it is truly its final ability and the most iconic of its type that we will be focusing on, and that is its ability to travel dimensions. For you see, if you'll look over here, any such threshold that can complete a frame, whether it be a square, a circle, or an archway, as long as it is a complete frame, a boggle's magic can infuse itself within the ethereal realm and cause a portal to appear. Mostly only for a few seconds. Make no mistake, a creature of this nature can escape in a moment's notice, and can attack in a moment more. Why, if it wasn't for its rather, shall we say, mischievous nature and lack of focus, a boggle would be quite an effective assassin. Thankfully, they are not. Now, the boggle has many different traits that associates with itself. Its skin color, even its very diet, is oftentimes a result of its upbringing and happenstance within the Feywild. Should you ever see one within the ethereal plane, or our own material plane, you should know that these creatures often, they react strangely. They may react towards a fear that you see. They may themselves hide themselves away. Very few have attempted to ever speak to mortal kind, preferring instead to take the things that you possess. The shinier the better. Now, as you can see in additional detail, boggles are known for their elasticity. The very fabric of their body is like that of rubber. A younger one being quite bouncy, and an older boggle being lean and static, I suppose. Now, you might ask yourself, what should we do should we ever face such a creature? Well, as will most likely result, the creature will evade you. Its ability to harm you is only if you are incredibly inept and allow itself a free shot at you. Keep up your guard and the boggle will be more likely to flee. But if you suspect that one is in the area, keep close watch over your possessions, as it is more likely to successfully steal from you than to kill you. But like all Fae, they are vulnerable to cold iron weapons. Now, who here can tell me what cold iron is? Anybody? Yes. Small blue thing.
Iron that is cold.
You might think so, but not quite. Cold iron, as it is referred to, is very cold. Yes, but that is not what makes its property so different. You see, iron that has been appropriately aximized is infused with the essence of law, and therefore is transferred into cold iron. This particular substance, possessing the ability to take the chaotic essence and energies of such creatures together and to force them to be cut. Normally, you see, if you tried to attack a Fey creature, its natural defenses are simply arranged in such a way that its vital areas constantly shift and move. Its body a strange, aberrant display of what is and is not. The axamite within the cold iron causes such a creature to succumb to standardized wounds. However, the weaker Fae like the boggle can fall to any sort of weaponry. They are not strong enough, as it were, to enforce their essence in such a way. Now, the boggle might seem a pretty basic enemy, perhaps not even an enemy at all. But that will change when you turn your pages to that of the red cap. Page 5 as a one. Now, Listen well to me, students. For there are few creatures that you will face with the intent to kill you quite as pure and unreasonable as a red cap. They themselves are a bit of a tragic story. This goes without kind of beyond my knowledge, but I will tell you this much. The red cap must kill, and to dip its cap in the blood of the recently slain. For if they do not, they will disappear. It is how they eat. It is how that they live. But unlike certain other individualistic creatures that require blood for sustenance, the red cap is cursed with an enforced to kill. For only the slaying of life can sustain its own.
Excuse me.
So keep that in mind. Now, a red cap will seem like a harmless gnome with a fanciful red cap, and many of you perhaps have even seen drawings or festive decorations considering a small creature with a red hat, yes? Do not ever trust a creature that you see in this manner. For the cleverest of them attack from ambush. Their subtlety lacking. They are not a quiet creature, but they attack at a moment's notice. What you may think to be a simple, small, perhaps innocent person could very well come tromping at you in ironclad boots and strike. So keep a close watch. However, whenever a red cap disappears, it leaves behind a very prized possession, a tooth, as it were. This particular tooth, oftentimes used in all manner of medicines, is quite valuable. So if you ever do encounter a red cap and you wish to put its killing days to an end, simply capture it and wait 3 days. After 3 days, the creature will starve itself to death and will disappear, leaving behind for you a fanciful token. Now, this may seem cruel, but you must understand that these creatures have no choice to do what they do. To get them to stop killing and live would be equivalent as those of human to not to breathe. You could do it, but you would die. Some things in this world are absolute. And perhaps if the Sealy Kings decided to make it different, but that is beyond the power of any of us. Now then, those are the two main topics, but there are many, many more that you should keep in mind. Specifically, there are leshies, plant-like creatures. They are the types of beings that you may encounter which will seem more like trees than they would of actual people. And then, of course, for those of you that are of the male persuasion, or I suppose any rather, should keep a close watch for any of the hag-born. These beings will seek you out specifically, and will appear as, well, anything that you love. How does one spot a hag, you might wonder? It is a difficult process, but there is one way. A hag is denoted by its aversion towards fresh water. Offer a hag a fresh cup of non-salted water, and it will try everything it can to politely refuse. And that will be your first sign. Amongst the fae, there are also the nymphs, beings of exquisite beauty and overwhelming supernatural grace. Be careful should you deal with a nymph, however. They are just as fickle as the world they come from, and there is no such thing as love in the Feywild, only glamour. Now, I suppose the final touch that we should address is what exactly is glamour? Glamour itself is the power that the Fae use. One might say that it is the unfiltered truth that the Feywild speaks of life's unreasonable and not completely understandable fact. This creature hunts this creature. This creature loves that creature. This creature is that. The glamour is actually a misperception of those that live within the mortal realm's ability to understand this complete truth. And that is why glamours are so easily used in illusion, recognizable in phantasms, and all sorts of applications of villainy. And I suppose, in a strange manner, it is also happiness. The Feywild is a difficult place to understand, and there is a reason why madness lurks just behind the veil. For those that try to comprehend something as a truth that is so terrible yet so beautiful has, well, we have lost many people through its wiles. Are there any questions? Yes.
Does cold iron work very similarly to silver on lycanthropes? Is it just a touch, or is it only for breaking weapons?
Well, you see, the difference there is that the silver application is more of an allergic reaction, causing one's natural defenses to shut down, whereas cold iron's application is more of a direct supernatural interference with the essence. I suppose one might say that if you cut a Fey with a cold iron weapon, you are cutting its very soul, in addition to its body.
I see.
Yes, Orange Head.
For the red caps, it says here, it makes you seen more favorably by other Fae. Why would they see you favorably if you have a token of one of their own dead?
And thus we enter the strange wiles of the Fae. Why would they? Did you not just kill one of their kin? I do not have an answer for you. All that I know is that such strange contradictions exist aplenty in the Feywild. For example, lying within the Feywild is impossible because you are already not believed. You are always lost within the Feywild, but you are exactly where you need to be. My brief, thankfully, stint into that realm was enough that I touched the mere surface of it, and I shot away very quickly. That is simply the way that it is with the Feywild. Contradiction is their truth. Their currency also tends to change nearly every cycle. When I did my stint in the Feywild, it was based off hugs and their power. I have no idea as what it might be now. Acorns, perhaps. In either case. Anyone else? Yes.
My apologies if I missed it, but did you mention what the effects were of the cold iron weapon on a non-Fey?
It stabs.
Does
It is
affect
still a
them
weapon.
in the same way as a Fey? I believe you said it was more harmful to their soul in a way.
It's the Fae. But there are a few other chaotic creatures that...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Temporal flux. Or it was a boggle. He was talking about them just now.
Matrix.
It's a Fey trick.
Evidently, I shouldn't have asked that question.
No. Well, you are kind of talking about how to
I don't think that's
perhaps kill the Fae. It might not be the greatest idea.
No, that's never happened before.
Well, I can try to answer that question. Basically, as he was saying, cold iron is just any other weapon to anyone except for the Fae. Think of it like cutting through butter if it's a Fae, but it'd be like trying to chop a tree down for anyone else. Just cuts right through them. Yes, Gavin?
They speak about cold iron on bladed weapons. What if it was made blunt? Does it still affect? Or...
It would definitely crush much easier. It would... But it would more be better for a bladed weapon.
Understood.
If you're going to use crushing, it's almost going to have the same effect if you think about it. Yes, Arbor?
I am not as familiar with cold iron. Is this a iron alloy or a mineral deposit?
To my knowledge, it doesn't actually originate from this plane. It came from somewhere else, and there's a limited amount within the ground. It is normally found quite deep. We believe it came from meteorites, to my knowledge.
So it's a mineral, then.
And not only that, but there's a very specific way of forging it that if you heat it up a little too much, it just becomes normal iron. Hence the word cold. It loses its effectiveness once heated up. It is an extremely delicate process, and most that work with it, and as I'm sure some of you are apprentices of Bargus, will go over that with you eventually, but most of you that work with it would destroy many tools before you actually successfully forge something. It is not an easy material to work with. Let's see. Are there any more questions that I might be able to assist with? For example, he did not mention that red caps are something that they spawn out of blood of those that have been killed and or fell within the wilds. If there's a pool of blood nearby, be careful, for inside of a bush at any moment could be a red cap. But they also, I believe, tend to breed. They are asexual creatures, if I believe the book mentions that. They actually develop a hump on their back, and over time, eventually, that hump will fall off and become a red cap. But for a red cap to live for that long is it's quite rare. Could you imagine having to slay something constantly to maintain your existence, for you to live? Hell, I believe the oldest red cap that's ever been recorded was nearing 150. Could you imagine having to slay and dip your cap in the blood of a slain enemy every 3 days for 150 years straight without fail? Quite unimaginable, in my opinion.
In a high kill count at best.
Sounds boring.
Don't you kind of leap at everything when we fight it?
How would you consider fun?
What would I consider fun?
Cheesy bacon, probably.
Says cheesy bacon.
Listen, I'm kind of troubled with something, so asking me that question right now is not the best.
Yeah, it's the
Did you get sucked into the Fey world again?
Goddamn teleportation gets shooting off again. That's it. Had enough.
I believe
Fire
I've been
in the
answering
jet.
that
I'm
question.
shooting myself.
Rin, would you like me or Steel to answer that question? What do you have for us?
To release my bladder.
Let's go to the bathroom.
What the fuck?
All right, go take a piss.
Apologies for that, Headmaster.
Don't release it.
Apparently, I was lost in space and time again.
It happens. Happens.
You, Morpheus! Repeat your question.
Oh, the headmaster ended up answering.
Oh, he did.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I explained to them. However, there was one that even escaped me. It's Gavin's question was about if
Which one's Gavin?
That's the tall ass one with the red hair.
Oh yes, Long Strawberry. Go ahead.
Long?
My question, sir, was if cold steel was made into a blunt instrument rather than a sharp, if it would still have effects against the Fae. Or
Well, let me ask you
creatures that are-
something, boy. If I punched you in the face with a piece of iron rather than stabbing you, would it hurt?
Yes, sir.
Well, then you just answered your own question. Good job, Long Strawberry.
Congratulations.
Hell, I like you. Let's get a patch of you all round up in a row. We'll make a dance troupe.
Okay.
Apologies, I'm a bit livid.
Yes, I am.
Absolutely livid. Anyone else? Yes, smart one.
You were speaking about. You said something about the Sealy Kings? What are those?
Ah, yes. Once again, we're going back into the strangeness of the Fae, so try your best to follow me. Understand that I know how precarious and twisting this pattern is, but from my understanding, there are two ruling dichotomous bodies within the Feywild. There are the Seelie and the Unseelie. Now, scholars have went back and forth as to what those represent, but from my recollection, they represent moon and sun, night and day, negative and positive. They are the, shall we say, the voluptuous cycle that causes the Feywild to go through its phases of life and death, even though it is referred to as the plane of life. But apparently, every so often, I wish I could give you a consistent schedule, but that's not really possible when everybody is chaotic and unpunctual and annoying. But as far as I can tell you, essentially, it separates into two different pieces. When there is a Seelie King, he rules in the Summer Court. That is, of course, until it switches to the Autumn Court. And then, when the end of the Autumn Court comes, the Unseelie King reigns supreme, and he rules over the frost of winter and into the spring. Now, their rulership is not a traditional monarchy. How can I put this? Headmaster, if I may borrow you for a moment.
Sure.
Similar to how the headmaster and I are colleagues, but he is my superior. Now, imagine if he is my superior because he is both my mother and brother. That is how the monarchy in the Feywild works.
I did not give birth to him, by the way.
Thanks, Mom. Anyway, let's move ahead. Now.
Oh, God.
I don't see what's so funny.
I just wanted to make
Did I make
it
a
clear.
joke?
You did.
My head is all a shambles.
You did.
It is.
Well then.
Guess his mommy loves him.
Shut up! Moving on. That is the best answer that I have for that at this time. Oh, there is one more thing. As these strange monarchies contort themselves, there are 2 points of breaking. I guess you could call them the dawn and the dusk. It is an ancient fable that has been written about and repeated several times. But essentially, there is always a battle within the Feywild, in which one side defeats the other, where the dark, ravenous beast is defeated by the plucky hero. Now, the strange thing about the oddity of the Feywild is that this hero, as it is called, is never one of the Fey, but one of the mortal kind. And in preparation and the prevention of the destruction of their world, Fey will, from time to time, steal the young and child from our own world. Raise them up as heroic warriors within their own realms. This is why many of their kind are hated, especially in the rural communities, closer to the wilds of nature. Any other questions? All right, then. Do you have anything, Headmaster?
No, I believe that about covers it. Everyone is you're dismissed for the rest of today. We have all the books in the library in case you'd like to study up further. Once placements are done, like I said, there will be squad-based tests.
Excellent. Y'all fuck off now.
No, fuck off now.
Thank you, Professor.
Hi, Professor.
You
Didn't give up candy this time.
Lovely as always.
Why don't you keep your book
What
open?
is eating? Keep your mouth closed.
I was really more talking about.
Any of these tomes, or I will have you washing the floor with your bare hands.
Wait, one question is why is she eating when she went to the bathroom?
You can.
Bears don't have
I like
to.
my Asian too.
You're right, her.
What she was up to a long time ago.
Hey, you Arbor.
Specker. With bare arms.
Yes,
I don't think I want to think what you might be eating.
Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the.
Nice.
Perfectly normal.
How's your boyfriend?
Friend.
Yeah.
Her friend that is a boy.
Actually, it's
So-
fish.
I don't know.
I mean,
boyfriend.
he's still technically a boy. Just a boy fish.
Right.
Wait, so is that your boyfriend?
No. He's as much my boyfriend as you are my boyfriend.
Okay then.
Cause boyfriend.
Right. Friend that is boy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Sure. Okay. Okay. It's turned weird.
Just a bit.
So.
Uh,
What? What?
What are those?
Wait. No. Wait. What?
They're my friends. I made them.
That's so cool. Wait a minute.
It's Shelly and Sheldon.
Shelly and... Nice.
Cause they shells.
How long did it take you to do this?
I mean, all you really have to do is find clams, clean them out, and then, googly eye.
Well, hopefully they share everything, or they'd be shellfish.
Exactly! That's what Sheldon is! He's shellfish and he's mean, and that's why he's in timeout.
What?
I don't get it.
Wow. There's that.
Making a pun.
I understood the pun.
Okay. Wait, so what if Sheldon is shellfish, what does that make Shelly?
What do you not understand?
I mean, Shelly is perfectly fine.
They're Excelsior.
She's fantastic!
I mean, it's not hurting anything, so.
No, I just don't really understand why. Why is she?
I don't understand half the things in school, to be very honest.
They occupy my mind.
You're telling me.
Well then. Good to know, I guess. How are you guys doing?
Good. Red, did Spectre already leave? Did she go through one of those portals?
Not that I saw.
I didn't.
see her
Okay, I
walk
need to
in.
talk to her.
Unless they went past us when we weren't looking.
Possibly. Okay.
I didn't see it.
There's that.
They're always watching. They see all. Not really. But they don't have eyelids. I didn't have eyelids before either. So, there's that.
So they never blink.
Just Google. Ooh. Back to timeout.
Here's Bartholomew.
Hi.
Hi, Barthol.
What's up? Have you
Not much.
I guess met everybody's new friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I met the ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist.
Wow. Hey then.
He made fun of me because you can still see my mouth move.
Hey, what?
But I can't stop my mouth from moving.
I'm pretty sure if she just practiced, she'd get it.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
It's
She's
a skill.
talk about throwing her voice, so making it sound like one of the little shells are talking rather than her.
Is that what
Essentially, it's
she's trying to
projecting
do?
one's voice. Mm-hmm.
I would assume so.
I think it's just kind of
Essentially,
weird.
It's
A
a
hobby.
sense of entertainment, I guess.
Really?
Have any of you seen Professor Silva? Hello, Aura.
I saw her this morning. I haven't seen her since.
Same.
Maybe
Paying
the
attention to the
medical.
lesson.
And
Last place
check
she
the
saw
med bay.
her. So, what's up with you, Arbor?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No. So you haven't been training at all, or anything interesting happen?
No. Just trying to study. It's hard to study when you have thoroughly studied just about everything you can.
Okay. So
This
what
point
haven't you studied?
The newest material that we learned today.
Okay. Well, I was gonna head to the library to see if I could study it up some more. Do you want to join?
Yeah. I'd like that.
Sorry, guys.
Hi.
Could someone
Becca.
open the yellow
Which-
portal for me?
Becca, wait.
Sorry, I'm carrying candles.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm carrying candles.
Why are you?
Good to go.
Go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't trust touching this again. Take me to the dorms.
That's
the
other
dorms?
one.
Sure.
Yes.
That's this one. Yep.
Which one? Which one is that?
This,
You,
Right
it's
here.
this one. Oh, very well.
Well, there's that.
I am so glad I didn't click the wrong one.
I'm so glad for you. I heard that guy shoots people.
Yeah, he shot 2 of my squad mates. Well.
Why?
They got questions wrong.
What kind of twisted, demented logic is that?
I'm just thankful he didn't shoot me. One of them
you
ended
allow
up
somebody
leaving
like that to work here?
pretty shortly after. The other one's still
Jesus
here. It's Jay. You've met him, right?
Was there something you needed me for?
No, I was gonna say that Hannah was looking for you.
Oh, yeah. We saw each other.
Okay.
Miss
She's
Hannah.
right there.
What did you? Hi.
Everything.
Well, it's a shame because I'm.
What?
I don't know if you meant to do that or not.
I gotta do my daily
I'm
patrols.
pretty sure.
Patrol?
Daily in the graveyard?
I'm actually
guess
interested
so.
in that.
I'll catch up with that later.
I'm gonna ask her what daily patrols is.
Have fun.
Who knows?
Well,
Suppose I'll
I've
just
got
look
work
at
to do,
later
right?
then. Guess I'll do some training. As much as I can, at least.
Enjoy yourself. After you.
Sure. Have you, had any problems with your own studying? I could probably help you if you need it.
Yeah, kind of. Memorizing the examples for the schools of magic has been a little tough.
Wait, you're having trouble memorizing the schools of magic?
The examples.
Ah, the examples. I can go over them with you if you want. Even quiz you if you need.
I'd appreciate it.
That was one of the first things we learned when we got here. That was the thing that got, Jay and Xana, shot.
Oh.
Sure
it learns.
Yeah, I've kind of drilled it into my mind at this point.
Makes sense to me.
Well, do you want to grab a book, or do you want me to just go over them with you? 'Cause like I said,
Um,
I've got them all memorized.
well, let's start with the new material today.
Okay.
What do you think it is, actually?
This red cap sounds awful. I noticed there was a section in the book that he didn't really talk about. Apparently they have a slingshot a lot of the times, and it's got some sort of eldritch magic.
What is eldritch magic?
He didn't talk about it, and I was a little too afraid to ask him. Whatever it is, it can't be good if they're shooting you with it.
Yeah, no, I doubt it. Let's take a look and see if we can find one, yeah?
Yeah, they said they have the books in here. They must be around here somewhere.
Maybe that one.
Undead, plant creatures, mines. Yeah, probably upstairs.
Well, schools of magic.
That works.
At least we know where it is for later.
Why don't we take it with us for now?
Makes sense to me.
I remember the last time I had a dream. But, I know when I was younger, my mother used to say that bad dreams were a premonition that something was going to happen. And good dreams were a premonition that good things were coming your way. And that if anything was too detailed, that it was almost like a glimpse of the future.
Energy keystones.
Hang on. There was something in that dream that...
Let's see. Squads. I have to make sure I remember those. Incorporeals.
Here. Anything behind the wall?
Let me check. Oh, here.
Oh, nice.
I wonder what this book is, too. Tome of Runes. That's what we studied yesterday. Or, well, the day before, anyways. Let's see. The Boggle. Boggles, sometimes referred to as boogeymen or simply boogies, are tricksters. They use dimensional warping abilities and ingenuity to disappear from sight, but not without leaving behind some kind of trouble. So they're tricksters. They're 3 feet tall, which means they're about this tall, actually.
Isn't that like... It's like, Shizuka.
They're a little bit smaller than Shizuka.
Okay.
Men in shape, walk hunched over with their knuckles dragging along the floor. So they probably are a lot shorter when they're walking around, though. They're all hunched over and, you know.
This?
Yeah, like this,
this?
probably.
Huh. Okay.
Let's see. A pair of large ears. That's how they hear so well. Rubbery, hairless flesh. Oddly stretchable and compressible and ranging from blackish blue to dark gray in coloration. Similarities between boggles. They have no common features. Noses can be long, flat, or slits. Their limbs can be lanky or oversized for their diminutive forms. Arms, legs, hands, feet, torso, abdomen, and facial features are all disproportionate in several ways, making individual boggles immediately visually distinct. Old boggles are made recognizable by their lack of elasticity compared to their kin, while younger boggles are far more bouncy. So that's what he was talking about. Young being more rubbery? Let's see. They forgot their powers. The non-flammable, slippery black ooze. You describe it as slippery, but then they say that that they're capable of having an opposite effect, causing it to turn viscous and fluid. Instead of allowing it allows them to climb on walls, so
how would that work?
Bevino does, but probably more gross and sticky looking.
Viscous mean more thick. Maybe they just...
It's like ooze.
Secrete it, and then... Is it like a suction, kind of?
I think it's more because it's sticky. Yeah, it would probably leave a trail. If you see a bunch of sticky viscous fluids all over the walls, there's a good chance it's a boggle.
Which means look up.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Let's see.
What? What was that?
I don't know. It sounded like bells. I wonder if somebody was playing with bells or something.
Okay.
Let's see. Devious by nature. They will steal weapons or buy time to escape from pursuers. Fireproof oil gives them resistance to flames and heat. Something else Melanie would have a hard time with. Second power in the boggle's tool set are their remarkably strong senses. Noses can be broad, narrow, or non-existent, but their sharp sense of smell of the boggle remain, powerful enough to sniff out even invisible creatures. So, well, I guess that means Barthol can't sneak up on him, right?
I guess not.
Their huge ears are not for show, and much like a dog can perceive noises imperceptible to most. So you're not going to sneak up on them anyways. They'll know you're coming. Which means they're probably going to set a trap for you and probably steal your weapons and then run away. They sound really, really nasty.
Might be. I guess the counter strategy then is if they have really good hearing, you might be able to disorient them by making a loud enough noise.
Oh, good noise. Or good idea with the noise. Sorry.
It's okay.
Most enigmatic power of the boogeyman is their ability to turn any complete frame. This is what he was talking about. That is, any rigid structure with a completely enclosed hole in it into a dimensional portal before appearing from any similar point within a few dozen feet. Such places could be holes in the wall, open windows, doorways, bags, or pockets, and cage bars. So any size? It sounds like they can go through. Probably because they're all rubbery and stretchy and weird.
Malleable.
The frames they disappear into need not have been wholly part of the same object. For example, the underside of a legged object like a bed or table contains a fixed hole between the object's base, legs, and the floor, allowing dimensional travel. So they could sneak under someone's bed and, like, show up somewhere else.
They could show up underneath this table.
Ah! Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. These portals are invisible and only last a few seconds, but usually not before the boggle steals or hits whatever it needed to through the rift. Although some boggles have claws, others less diligent in combat, having to Others were less diligent in combat, having to pummel their assailants with closed fists. So they don't seem particularly dangerous, just annoying. And then that cold iron stuff. Scavenging whatever food is nearby. Boggles feed on organic waste. That's... insects, plants, lichens, and the carcasses of animals that others killed. They are normally clever enough to herd lizards, beetles, and slugs into their nests. If need be, they can acquire fresh prey by using their dimensional rifts to unexpectedly snatch small prey like birds and rabbits. Larger creatures can be taken down by sticking to them using claws and sweat while they strangle them to death. Their favorite foods are ants, grubs, as well as sweets.
Huh.
And then those red caps.
Right.
Evil fae with insatiable bloodlust, small, tough, elderly men, or undersized, wizened gnomes. What's a gnome? Standing 3 to 4 feet tall and weighing 50 pounds, they have hunched backs, wiry muscles, leathery skins, and evil smiles filled with wickedly sharp protruding teeth. They wear heavy iron boots, leather pants, and the bright red leather pointed caps for which they are named. These are always soaked in fresh blood. They wield scythes, sickles, or other heavy-bladed weapons that seem much too big for them. Redcaps need to kill constantly, absorbing the essence. The pointed red hats, the more the blood. They don't, they disappear in 3 days. They know this. The more they do this, the more their physical abilities enhance, the more resilient and naturally armored they become. So the stronger they are, that means the more they've probably killed. Takes a cold iron weapon to overcome their unnatural durability. An elder redcap, one that achieves great age and many kills, possesses terrible strength and agility and are practically invulnerable. So I wonder if you can even use standard weaponry on these things.
Probably not. You'd probably need to rethink your formation if there was one in the area. Make sure at least somebody is prepared.
He said it had to do with their... Well, it's not like... What was it? He gave an example. It's not like things like werewolves and silver. Lichens are allergic to it. These, they fall apart. It's like something takes them apart. On like a soul level, I guess? Maybe there's something that the cold iron...
I think they said it was oxide.
Oxide?
Is it oxide or oxamite?
He said cold iron, but...
I can't remember.
He said cold iron is what it does it, but then...
It's a property within the cold iron that, I guess, messes with the Fae aspect.
Weird.
And just, I guess, hits them at a soul-based level.
Weird.
So it's like, it's...
So... despite their small bodies...
cutting through their very essence, yes.
They're actually fairly strong and relatively powerful. As capable as human-sized beings at swinging a large weapon or wrestling a foe. They are fast for their small size. Their heavy iron boots make them noisy but not slow. They can kick a foe to much injury and knock them down. When a redcap hurls a bullet from a sling, it glowed greenish blue with eldritch energy, and it struck harder than normal. That's the part he didn't talk about. I'm wondering if it's like magic or something.
Maybe.
When they die, a red cap vanishes completely, leaving behind just one tooth, which has a magical power. It makes whoever wears it be seen more favorably by other Fae and especially by other red caps. Red caps favor attacking from an ambush, usually as their prey are about to settle down for an evening. They begin with their slings, but swiftly close the gap for melee, where they can swing their blades hard and recklessly before their victim can get their defenses up. They are brutal and merciless in battle. Other red caps use the same tactics, but can also track wounded or weakened prey for miles, just waiting for them to relax their guard. Red caps can theoretically live as long as 150 years, but most die much younger, given their deadly lives. Red caps are asexual creatures that spawn by budding. They do this only once or twice in their lives, growing a hump on their back for 6 months. Eventually it falls off, with their head and limbs popping out. This newborn has to fight for its life as soon as it is spawned. They grow to a full size in under a year. Vicious and cruel red caps are insane killers who thrive on victims' pain, or on others' pains, and dip their caps in the blood of those they've killed. Desire to murder and cause carnage and mayhem. Same stuff we've already read. Favoring attacking head-on, they have no sense of subtlety. Hi, Becca.
Oh, hi. Have you seen this spellcasting book anywhere? Yes.
Spell casting or the
spellbook, not spells. Stark told me there is a new one in here about the spells.
I
would check higher levels.
I don't
You're
think
right,
so.
you're right.
Maybe we should check it out. Alright, anyways, you have that other book?
Yeah, it's right over here.
Sweet. Okay. So I think it's best to identify what you don't know first. Oh, they've got the sub-schools in here, too.
Yeah. I just saw this morning, but I didn't think there was this much in here.
Creation, summoning, and teleportation. Astral plane. I think I remember Willow telling me about that.
I mean, I guess that explains the
Interesting.
portals
I'll have
in the
to
school.
study this book. I haven't read anything on this. Someone's talked about it. The creature is killed under the effects of a summoning spell. They instantly disappear and reform at the point where they were summoned from. Temporary displacement.
There's a lot of work to be done.
Not all of these spells require magic to hold the creation together after. Simply disappears and matter returns to its original form. Whatever that may have been, those that don't rely on magic to hold it together last indefinitely. Weird.
Sounds like if you could hide enough and level this stuff, you can do some pretty nasty things.
Wizard who specializes in conjuration spells is called a conjurer. That seems kind of self-explanatory.
You guys have the third book of magic. Ooh, nice. You enjoying it? Is it good?
I guess. It doesn't really explain how to cast magic, but it at least explains how it's classified. Which is, I guess, good to know.
I got it.
Oh.
Oh.
It exists.
Nice.
We gotta know the basics first before we can start casting spell magic.
There it is again.
Where are those chimes?
Oh, that's for the apprentices.
The what?
The apprentices, they're with the gnome? No, not gnome. No. They're learning how to craft weapons and do.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that guy.
I have to go. I didn't know he was here.
You better hurry. They might be leaving soon.
Okay.
Go,
I gotta go.
Go, Docs.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I guess it's just gonna be us then.
Yeah, I hadn't learned
was-
about all these sub-schools. Creation, summoning, and teleportation. Evocation. Manipulate energy, tap into unseen powers. Evocation has no sub-schools. A wizard who specializes in it. An evocation is known as an evoker. Abjuration is a school encompasses protective spells, physical or magical barriers, negate magical or physical abilities, harm trespassers, or banish the subject of the spell to another plane of existence.
Poof!
I don't fully understand what that means, but I think I do, and it sounds very scary, and I don't like that.
I mean, I guess it depends on the plane of existence.
I don't know. All I know is about this one called the ethereal plane, and apparently that's where a lot of really scary stuff is, so I don't want to go there.
I wonder why they're ringing it so much.
Abjuration School of Magic and some abjuration spells include dispel magic and resist energy. That seems useful. Rune crafting. The basis for all magic can be constructed from runes. This subclass, if focused on, could let an experienced enough user cast any spell within their affinity. That's what we were doing at the beginning of the... Hi?
Someone here?
It's just Chips. He kind of ran forward and didn't say anything and then ran away. At least say hi.
Is he okay, you think?
Hello?
Are you okay?
I hear you.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm saying hi because you guys are sad I didn't say hi. Oh.
Hi.
Not this again. What are you doing?
I think we should keep studying.
Probably. Transmutation. School of Magic consists of spells that can change the physical properties of some creature, thing, or condition. The school was previously known as Alteration. A wizard who specializes in transmutation is known as a transmuter. These all seem very, very, self-explanatory.
Shit. No.
Transmutation spells include
I want to do something crazy.
Bull Strength, Eagle Splendor, and various polymorph spells. What's polymorph?
If I remember correctly, it's... Well, I believe it's changing one's form.
So, Zachary and Lila, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I might be wrong, though.
Shape change. Spells of this type change the subject's physical form into that of another. That's like what Bevena does when she turns from not a big spider. Okay, necromancy was a school of magic whose spells manipulate the power of death, unlife, and the life force. A wizard who specialized in the necromantic schools was called a necromancer. Spells involving undead make up a large portion of this school, including Animate Dead and Finger of Death. Highly focuses on the negative energy plane. Most
Wah! Behold the evil finger of death.
I mean, again, that sounds very self-explanatory, but I don't really like that one. That also sounds scary, very scary.
Are you scared of the necromancy armor?
Not if it means learning how to do this. Healing.
Healing? Still though, it's an evil and dark school.
Hey, Stark. Yeah, we found the...
Stark would know. He is the evilest in the necromancer. Aren't you, Stark?
Wait. Are you a necromancer?
Why, yes. I am the great necromancer, Stark.
You do not know
I
what
make all
feels
of
like
the undead
sarcasm.
fit to my living.
But I can't tell. And that scares me even more.
But you know healing with necromancy is bad, right? You know how one heals.
No.
Think about it. Necromancy is about kind of, it sounds like giving and taking with life, right? So if you give life with necromancy, you gotta take it from somewhere else. I say evocation's better.
Oh.
Take it from the caster.
School is Lich Tome, a process that allows the caster to live, or rather exist, in an undead state indefinitely.
Are you
by securing
a
their
Lich,
essence in a
Dark Lord?
receptacle known as a
Phylactery!
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Yes, mine is hidden in one of the rocks in the school. You'll never find it.
I knew it!
I still can't.
Hidden behind a brick in one of the walls. So no matter
The
what you
legend
do to
has-
me, I'll still come back. Stronger. With more undead minions at my side.
These spells channel positive energy that heals the wounds of creatures and damages undead. That sounds pretty good to me.
Why? Wait, isn't that evocation?
Is it?
Or is that in the necromancy?
It's in necromancy. It's a sub-school of necromancy. I mean, if you read the top here, it says it's the power of death on life and the life force. So, helping heal people, I guess, is included in that.
Yeah, but still though, you gotta get the life from somewhere. Everything's
Maybe
gotta
it's just
put right.
enhancing the process of life.
I'm just trying to figure out how this stuff works. Let's see. Enchantment
Stay away
spells.
from necromancy though, that's
Affect the
bad
minds of
juju.
others. Sounds like it. Affect the minds of others, influence or controlling their behavior. This school includes the spells, charms persons, mind fog. A wizard who specializes in enchantment is known as an These names are too simple. Who came up with these?
Why is it so bad to
People
be
wanted
simple?
simplistic examples.
Well, they just took the first part of the word and added at the end.
That is how most professions are made, yes.
No, if you practice medicine, you're a doctor.
Doctor!
Yeah. Yeah, and there's
Conjurer.
Conjurer.
Doctor. Conjurer. Doctor.
This is a doctor.
If you practice law, you're a lawyer.
What?
Necromancer. Lawyer.
Said if you practice law, you're a lawyer.
And if
you
you
work
mine,
with
you're a
merchant stuff,
miner.
you're... Oh, that one's not a good one, actually.
If you sell goods, you're a merchant.
Seller.
Seller, I guess. Merchant sounds cooler.
Merchant is
Let's see.
That's what we prefer to go
Charm,
by.
these spells that make the target regard the caster as a friend. Compulsion, spells of this kind force the target to do something beyond their natural will. That sounds scary.
Yeah. And I
Illusion
thought
schooling includes
necromancy was
spells that
freaky.
the senses and minds of
diabolical.
others. They cause people to see things that are not there. Not see things that are there, hear phantom noises, or remember things that never happened. A wizard
Surely I must
among
include
these
this in
spells
my
include
book of dark
invisibility and disguise self. That's what Barthol does. A wizard who specializes in the schools of illusion are referred to as an illusionist. See, at least that one sounds kind of cool.
You gotta make people see some stuff.
Not really, I just want to learn how to heal people. Subschool is glamour, a subschool that focuses on fooling one, few, or all of the senses, can even make things appear or disappear. And phantasms are personal mental images conjured into the subject's mind, such as making them believe they are witnessing their worst nightmare or a loved one. Observers see nothing. That's kind of mean.
Mm-hmm.
How diabolical.
Let's see.
Yeah, adding that to your book of dark magic.
This is the one you do.
Well, of course.
Divination.
Mm-hmm. Diviner is me.
Divination, School of Magic, contains spells that enable a caster to learn secrets long forgotten, interpret dreams, predict the future, to find hidden things, or foil deceptive spells. Among them include Detect Magic and Scry. A wizard who specializes in divination is known as a diviner. Divination is often considered the weakest of the schools. That's...
No, we're not really combat oriented.
Either way, it's really cool. Spells from the sub-school create an invisible sensor that allows... scrying. Create an invisible sensor that allows the creator to experience events over long distances. Intelligent creatures can sometimes get the feeling that they are being watched while under this kind of observation. And several spells, or even simple... lead sheet can interrupt this sensor. A lead sheet? Really?
You can do a lot of stuff with it. The best thing to use it for, though, is illusion. Since you can usually see I guess, the truth of things, as you can call it. Illusion isn't as effective against diviners.
Wow. Universal. Universal spells are not associated with any school, even though sometimes collectively called the School of Universal Magic. A small number of spells fit in this description, including Permanency, Prestidigitation, and Wish. They can be learned by all wizards, no matter their specialization. School of Shadow? Using extra-dimensional energy, spells from this sub-school are partially real and can affect the world around them or damage things. That seems kind of scary, too.
Don't mess with the dark stuff. You just don't do it. Now on to spellcasting.
Victor's magic.
Oh, that's necromancy for sure.
Really?
See? I mean, what makes sense, it's got blood, right?
Mana
I
is
might
all
be
around
wrong,
us.
though.
I guess? It is in the very air we breathe. You need 3 things to first cast a magic spell. Fuel, mana, or components that are used to fuel the spell. An activator, a catalyst that triggers the spell to start. A medium, what the spell is being cast on. There are certain people that are naturally born with the necessary fuel, an activator to cast the spell. There are others that completely lack the natural capability to store that necessary fuel, or lack the natural activator to cast normally. Such casters must learn how to expand their natural fuel pool, or use an external fuel. Some do this by using blessings of mana from a patron. Some utilize mana siphoning devices. Some simply have to stretch their natural mana pool to get it to the capacity that will allow them to cast. Most natural-born casters are not born with the knowledge of their activators and must learn how to activate their mana or risk it activating during inappropriate times. Other casters must use verbal spells, gestures, scripts, runes, or other such external activators to activate a spell. So... Types of casting, verbal. That seems pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, that's when you say like some cool words like Octon of the Near. That one, right? Or is that not? Is that magic? Or...
Yeah, that is. And then
I thought they said it wasn't really necessarily magic, just that that specific set of words disrupts their magic.
But what could possibly stop magic but magic?
True. Somatic. Many spells require a caster to make a motion to cast a spell. If the caster is unable to make the correct motion, the spell could not be cast. Wearing armor or using a shield interferes with somatic components of an arcane spells, creating a risk of spell failure. A material component consists of one or more physical objects or substances. Once a spell is cast, the material component is annihilated. However, a spellcaster could often use a focus to subsist for such components, and it would not be consumed by the spell. Casters who wield priestly magic usually use a divine focus, which has higher spiritual significance than the standard focus. Some casters are more naturally attuned to different types of mana than others. There are other types of mana that are completely incompatible with a person's body. For example, someone might be able to cast a fire spell, might have difficulty casting a lightning spell, and no ability to cast a light spell. Oh, my. Magic items have one or more of the main components of casting a spell. Some of the more simplified ones have an activator that absorbs the natural mana from the air to cast a simple spell, but can do little else. Higher tier items have much greater capabilities, however they are expensive to make and often require more mana than can be absorbed from the area around. Attempts to use such items can result in the death of inexperienced casters or nearby creatures due to severe mana energy drain.
Talk about this scary.
Yeah. This at least tells me some more, but doesn't necessarily help me fix the problem that I'm having.
I'm sure you'll find something. Maybe an artifact.
Maybe. I just don't know how to do it.
It's tricky. It's also hard to know exactly how much mana you have. Like it says, maybe you, I don't know, need a really long process to build up enough mana to kill, or maybe you just need to find the right activator.
Certainly frustrating. That's for sure.
I'm sure you'll find it, though. I mean, we're bound to start doing magic classes soon. Maybe we'll fool around with something and figure something out.
In any case, thanks for sitting with me.
Yeah, no problem. I needed to study up on this anyways. I haven't done a lot of studying. I mean, I've done a moderate, but I need to do more. Studying for school and all that.
I'm usually not doing much, so...
Yeah, I'll come find you for next time I want to study. We'll be study buddies.
I'd like that.
Well, enough of this dingy library. Let's get outside.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong, I love it in here, but sunlight feels nice.
I like that it's
I
nice
wonder
and
where
quiet
everyone
here, but
went.
mm,
Yeah, me too.
who knows? There might be something interesting on campus, and everybody rushes towards it per the usual.
What did you think about the Fade lesson?
I thought it was kind of spooky. The boogies, boggles, boggles. Sorry.
Boogeyman.
Yeah, they don't seem particularly dangerous, but they don't seem like anything you want to be around. So it's best to try and avoid them if you know they're nearby. And red caps sound terrifying. Something that just goes around killing anything it can find, and unless you have the right kind of weapon, they're nearly impossible to get rid of.
Yeah. Oh, I love chilling out near the fountain. Something interesting always goes by.
Really?
You just wait here for a second, usually someone interesting comes along, or something interesting happens. If you look it's a kind of at the center of everything on the map. Not only that, you have two teleporters, one over there and one over there. So this tends to mostly be a hotspot. That is, if everyone is not away learning right now about making all of the different weapons and everything.
I remember Headmaster Akiyama saying that they were going to be learning down by that small building.
Oh! Speak of the devil.
Sorry to bother you. Have any of you seen a professor?
Not in a little
no,
while.
is everything okay?
Yeah.
There might be a situation. We're unsure.
Oh no. Do describe, please.
We were at the dorm. Well, actually, we were at the docks, and then we went over to the dorms. And I looked across from the beach, and there were 3 blue dots on the hill that weren't there the other day.
3
and they're much smaller than trees.
Dots?
Were they
It's
moving?
probably easier if I just show you. Here, come with me. At the very least, if I don't find one of the professors, someone else can let me know. I don't know if it's an issue, it just looks very odd, and I'm worried.
Huh. Let's see. Where are the dots?
This way.
Come on. I swear to God, if those things move, I'm gonna... Hello?
Are you sure they're not other students?
Oh, they're still there.
No. They're not students. It's outside the barrier.
They're outside the barrier, yeah, that's fine.
Where?
Still perplexing. Do you see on top of the cliff up there? In between the trees?
I've never really looked that specifically at that
my
mountain.
eyes are not that good, so you might have to forgive me.
I've looked up there a few times. I sit on this beach to do training each morning, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen those.
I see one.
Are you sure they're not like a plant or something?
4 dots.
That is 4 dots, now that I see it.
Yeah,
I
you're
do
right.
see it now. Huh.
And that's why I
Really?
was perplexed. I wasn't sure if it was an issue or not. But Ryder and myself also happened to see the top of a house up on that cliff.
Really?
Oh, that must be where the
Wait, couldn't we just
dwarf
go up
lives,
to
I would
where...
imagine.
Could we?
Couldn't we?
Could go up here, couldn't we?
Potentially,
look.
yeah. That or we could go up to the
We just have to
graveyard
be
and look
careful.
down.
It's a bit far. I tried that already. I think Corey would with me. Did you have a look?
Some of the trees might be
I
in the
tried,
way too.
but I couldn't see much. If we get that close, we should really be careful.
Not to touch the barrier for sure. I'm still not attuned myself.
Yeah, you'd better be
Not
careful.
only that, it will sound a huge alarm and the teachers will freak out.
Well, I mean, it would get the teacher's attention in case it is something serious.
I mean, it's not moving. I
Not
don't
the
think it's
ideal
anything
way
too
to get their
serious.
attention, but still.
I
am
think
going
it's
to
fine.
continue to look for
flowers.
Professor. I'd rather them know and it not be anything than them not knowing it be something.
Either way, we'd better be careful. We don't want to set off the barrier. That'll make the professors really angry.
I don't want to get a demerit. No.
Same.
Steve, I thought it was going to be.
You got it.
Yeah.
Worst part about sand is walking through it.
It's difficult. You push on it as hard as you can with your feet.
Yeah.
Never get used to when people sneeze.
Yes,
Really surprising.
Twitching of the lungs. Wait, you've never sneezed before?
No.
No?
Really scared me the
anything
first time
similar?
Catherine did it around me.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm not sure that I have, the stuff inside to do that anyways.
I see. Oh, that's interesting. So you don't have lungs. I didn't know that.
You use lungs for breathing. I don't think I do that.
Huh. You'd count yourself lucky then. Able to exist without breathing. Makes things a lot easier.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a little weird. Sometimes I wish I could do other things that you guys could, even if it's strange as sneezing.
I understand that.
Not always fun being different.
I see. Maybe you were made the way you are for a reason, though. Maybe whoever made you not be because there's something really important you needed to do that no one else could because they have to breathe. Fate is funny.
Who made me?
Do you have a deity or anything of the sorts?
Not really.
I see.
Catherine told me about church once. It sounded kind of weird.
What kind is the church?
She didn't really talk about it much. I don't think she went there very often. One of our old friends, though, she works at some sort of church. They said, Catherine told me she left and became a nun. Not really sure what they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an
Natalie.
interesting job.
I only ever got to see her once. She moved shortly after I met her. I didn't get to come back to Earth to see her.
I see.
Getting kind of close to those things.
Huh.
Maybe
They
they're
look
like
so odd.
giant. I don't know. They're so blue. That's not a normal color in nature, I think. Blue things are pretty rare in nature, if I remember correctly.
I'm scared to get much closer.
Actually, wait a minute. Wait, no. I think I know exactly what That's one of those shrieker things.
Think you're right. It is.
It looks like one anyways. Wonder why they're growing so close to the water. Either way, I'm not going near one of those things.
Me neither. Maybe the school set them up as a defense. I mean, they did that by the cave.
Maybe. Whoa. This is like the greenest grass I've ever seen.
Same. Oh, it's like summer in one tiny patch.
It's nice to see all the colors change.
Yeah.
I don't usually get to see
it's
colors
pretty.
like this. Especially, well, stuff that isn't.
I'm sure you'll love it. It's always interesting to see Mother Nature go to sleep and then wake up in the summer.
I've seen the seasons before. They're really pretty. It's always interesting to see all these bright, warm colors, like the oranges.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of weathers and seasons, but only thing I haven't seen yet is snow.
I saw snow once. It was kind of weird. It was in a picture.
Really? I wonder if it's as cold as they say. It looks so fluffy that, I don't know, I can't imagine anything like that being so
Catherine
cold.
says it's cold, kind of wet. It's like sand, but lighter and cold.
Huh, sand but lighter than cold. Well, I don't like sand, I hope. It's not too similar to sand, though. I wonder, do you think everyone's, do you think they went somewhere on that ship to do ironwork, or they're still in the...
They're probably actually in that building if they're still working.
I kind of want to watch them. Raiders in the class, too. I don't know why, but I never imagined him as the weapons-making type of guy. I always think he'd freak out.
Weapons using kind of person.
Definitely.
He definitely seems more interested in using them anyways. Sure, here, I'll come with you.
Wanna kick him? Who knows, maybe you can get some upgrades for your sword.
I probably shouldn't let anybody touch this sword, actually.
I understand that. Why? Is it really dangerous, or just a family heirloom?
It's not really a family heirloom. I actually, outside of my mom and dad, who adopted me, I don't have any other relatives. My dad made it for me, though.
I see.
He just told me not to let other people, mess with it.
How nice of him.
Yeah, he
really
said it might,
pretty.
hurt them.
Makes sense. I mean, it is still a weapon.
I had to wait a little while to use it. It had to be attuned.
Yep, everyone's gone. Must have gone to collect materials.
Oh. Maybe.
This thing is heavy.
Looks like it.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Don't get too close. That's lava, it looks like, or at least something really close to it. No, it definitely not lava. This place would have been burned down if it was.
It's kind of good, actually.
It's nice.
Nice and warm. I don't really know what this is. Kind of weird.
I believe, well, to me, it looks like an operating table.
Huh. This looks like it leads to an attic of some sorts.
Huh.
Probably shouldn't mess around in here too much, though.
You think we
Have a
should?
key. Thank you.
Oh. Are you trying to enter my room? Hmm?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean that at all. We just saw it and we were really curious.
Hi. Well, if you want to see, let's go up. Let me just put these armor from the orc over here.
Orc?
Orcs?
Yes, we just killed an orc. And took its armor. Let's go up to the stairs.
An orc?
Yes. A big old smelly greenskin attacked the barrier, and we killed it. I threw pocket sand at it. Then Augusta, she stabbed it through the heart and killed it. Then I kicked it in the face. Let me ring the bell again. Over here, I'm still carrying my belongings in, but I got to be bed. My personal belongings and my mead. Most importantly, my mead.
The mead.
Yes. Freshly fermented. But I got to go downstairs for when they get here. I'm gonna take a drink of mead real quick.
We better go down to the
These, I think, are called grindstones?
Millstones. For sharpening your weapons. Yes. I still need to teach them how to do the leather, but we got interrupted by the smelly greenskin. I taught them how to make bone glue. We killed the fuck out of some rats in the dungeon.
Rats. I hate rats. Those things are ridden with disease.
No, that's why you punch them with your metal hand. Or you wear a glove.
Precisely.
The door's a piece of shit, so get away from it. It seems different for everyone. Yes, now that the orc has been dealt with, we can maybe continue if everyone's interested.
Oh, of course.
Yes, now I can teach the rest of the lesson now that we've killed the shit out of that. I put the armor over there. I'll teach you to smelt it later. It's always good to collect armor from the dead so you can re-smelt it. It's called recycling.
Right.
Gotta keep the planet green and all that shit.
You probably want this then.
What is this?
His sword.
Oh, I only could carry the gear. Good job. There's most of the metals in here. I'll put it in the pile. I will continue the lesson now that we have dealt with the situation. I did not expect that. Alright, well, I'll just go with what's here. I assume everyone else is not interested. We finished the bone glue. It will boil overnight, and tomorrow it will be a sticky paste. We can use that to fix the seams in gloves and armor. And now it's time to learn how to make tanning fluid if everyone would like to head outside. And let's carry the leather out with the rat skin outside here. Up,
Let's throw it in the bag.
All right. Everyone, hang what you've picked up on the drawing rack for the leather. Once you've hung it up, now what we're going to do is you see these two giant tubs here. Does anyone know what tanning fluid is?
Not exactly.
Well, tanning fluid is a fluid. Yes, or with the pink thing.
Arbor. I've actually read about this stuff. It's a chemical compound that helps toughen the leather.
Exactly. Those words were big, but something like that. So now what we're going to do is you see that we have lots of logs with tree bark on them. Tree bark, if you grab pieces of bark, you crumble it up and throw it in the bin of water. It takes about a day, and it becomes tanning fluid because most of the big words you said are in bark. Call it a poor man's tanning fluid. So throw it on in and fill this with water. Aye, tomorrow, once these are done drying, you put them in, and another day goes by, and it becomes leather, and then we can make the gloves. Is there any questions? At least my apprentices.
None so far.
Aye, if you need bark, just punch it with your metal hand.
How long does it normally take?
I don't have metal hand.
It takes a day for the hide to dry. And it also takes about a day for the fluid to set. So then you put the dry hide in, and then after a day goes by again, it'll become leather. So total of 2 days, if you do both simultaneously.
If
But
you
if you
leave
don't
it
prep,
sit here. Oh, go ahead.
yes, just leave it sit here so that the water can soak the tree bark chemicals. All those big words the pink one said. I think their name was Anchor or something. Yes.
If you...
Arbor. Okay. Aye. Arbor.
If you put the leather in there...
Sorry, pirate joke.
If you put the leather in there, take it out, could you leave the fluid in there for next time? Or do you have to get a new batch?
It should last about 3 days, but perhaps keep throwing bark in so that it doesn't, because it eventually would run out. You know, it'll just become shitty water.
Gotcha.
And no one likes shitty water. Unless you're an orc. Aye, you have a good night. You killed the shit out of that thing. High five.
Alright.
Aye, good job, apprentice. Haha. The first killing. Well, actually, we punched the rats in the face first, but good practice.
Thanks.
Aye.
Well, I have to await punishment.
Aye, no. What? Just tell them I did it.
It's a little too late for that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I also pooped on his desk to try to make him mad at me. Did that work?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I don't think he knows this yet.
Aye, well, this has become a shitty situation. Anyway. Well, perhaps I'm going to go drink myself stupid and turn in for tonight. Aye. Thank you, apprentices, for joining me on this haphazard lesson today.
Happy lesson. We'll let anyone else know how to do that if they haven't seen it.
Yes, and feel free to teach any other apprentices how to do this. It's quite simple. It's just about knowing.
Gotcha.
Aye.
Alright, thank you.
Good luck, tall one.
I am sure it will be fun.
Just another day, I guess.
Yes, it's true.
I guess, yeah.
You weren't there by the barrier as well, were you?
No, I didn't hear the barrier go off. I was with Specca. We noticed there's shriekers up on the mountainside.
Is that what those are over there?
I think so. It looks like them. I might be just a bit cautious of them.
Well, we also noticed when we were up there,
cautious.
you can see looks like a cabin.
A cabin?
I remember when we were on the observatory, there was a bunch of crevices and ruins, and the headmaster said that he was working on a hot spring there. So maybe that's
I
it.
remember him saying that.
Yeah, that might be it.
Oh, I guess. Oh no, me and
I don't know.
Specca saw it
Either
come
way,
up
I'm
at-
not eager to go there anytime soon.
I mean, I'd like to find out, but it's kind of outside the barrier.
Yeah.
Maybe I could ask one of the teachers.
With water, put it in there. Let this sit for a day. Hide up here. It'll turn the water after. Well, it'll dry
Speaking
after
of which,
a day.
Fucker, shit on my
Throw
desk.
that
Hold
in
on,
there.
where is he? Where is he? Fucker.
The ship is still here, so you might be able to find him.
So, bark with
not again.
water.
You
So,
want some mead, you stupid bitch?
Hide.
Why are
On
you
here.
like this? Why are you like this?
Okay.
Stretch it out so it dries.
Are you sure you don't want to take a drink of mead? Yes, I'm sure, Bargus. So what exactly happened at the barrier?
Argus. That's his name?
Well, the big old smelly green orcs. He wanted
If you
the
get,
dragon, but that's my dragon. I'm going to ride it.
If you get bark here,
No,
put
you're
it in
not going
water
to ride
in the
it.
tub.
You're not going to ride it,
Let
Bargus.
it sit for a day, and then
Why
put
can't I ride it?
try to hide
Because
in
we
there.
have to return it. So you cannot have
The others
dragon.
already put some in, but I'm sure it's probably good to add to the pile.
That's shitty. Just like your desk. Why do you keep shitting on my desk, Vargas?
After a day, it'll sit.
Hey, Shizuka.
Once that
I'm
sits
too
for
short
a day,
for the
we'll
toilet.
throw that in there.
Vargas, my desk is taller than the toilet. Aye, but I climb up on the chair. There's no chair to climb up on for the toilet. Fine, Vargas, we'll get you a toilet. So what happened? How did Augusta kill me? And why was it covered in sand? I gave it a good old poke in to cause a distraction. They kept wanting the dragon, so I said I'm gonna dragon these balls across your face. Vargas, what will I ever do with you?
Well, good luck with your apprenticeship stuff, guys. I'm gonna go.
It'll be interesting. I think we're done though.
He's in a hurry. Ugh. Poor poor cow. Bull thing, I guess. I don't know.
You dream of cheesy bacon.
No, I ate some cheesy bacon today, and that was good, okay? That was really good. Okay?
Alright.
Hey, Ryder.
You know, Arbor,
No, I don't know. Are you?
You look great today, Arbor.
Thanks.
No problem. Just thought I'd say that, because, you know, you're my friend, and I gotta give you compliments, you know?
You don't have to, but, I appreciate it.
Hey. I have to, because you're my pal. If I didn't, it would be bad on me.
We're friends, right?
Of course, all the time.
You really mean it?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I didn't do anything weird or something, did I?
No, I don't know. I've had a lot on my mind
Oh.
recently.
Man, you're not the only one.
Something got you down too?
I'm not down, just thinking about the future a little bit.
The future?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I am who I am right now, yeah, but in the future, there's no telling who I could be.
I mean...
And with this dream I had...
A dream?
With this dream I had, yeah, I had a dream that made me just really think about life a little bit more.
Always wondered.
Oh.
Is something wrong?
Go somewhere. Come on.
You know what?
Yes.
I'll tell you about that dream later.
I'd love to hear. I'm always curious what dreams are like.
I wonder if that's where everyone is at right now.
I'll tell you all I know.
You
I had
have never had a dream?
Yeah, I don't really sleep per se, so it's kind of... I've always wondered what it's like, because everybody's like,
Vavina
they
said the
pass
same
out,
thing, and
then...
we were able to get her to sleep for the first time, but she never wants to dream again, apparently. It's not always a good thing.
Headmaster, I'll have to talk to you later.
Hi, are you turning in?
Some really, how do I explain this?
Cheesy bacon?
Cheesy bacon. Night.
Alright, sounds good. Well, as I was saying, you've never dreamed before. Is it because you can't sleep, or is it physically impossible?
I mean, I can close my eyes, but I don't think I've ever fallen asleep before. If I did, I don't remember it, but then that begs the question of... I don't know.
Well, when Vavina said the same thing,
I get really tired and can't hold myself up anymore. That's about it. I get to a point where I just...
Does time ever kind of speed up in a way? It's hard to explain to some that can't sleep.
Why would time speed up? I thought it was kind of just like...
Well, that's kind of what sleep is. So if you've never slept before, sleep is when you close your eyes and then either you dream or you don't. Sometimes people don't remember it. So time seems to instantly skip. The second it becomes dark, you lay your head down and then boom, it's the next day. And you're awake in the morning.
Like the way you perceive something changes during that period of time?
Basically, your consciousness isn't awake. It doesn't perceive anything. And then the next time it is perceiving it, time has passed by. Large chunks, usually. I know with Vavina, she doesn't sleep, so I offered her puffins, a ton of them. And it actually put her to sleep for her first time. And I believe she never is going to do that again. She had something called a nightmare. Not a dream. It's a type of dream. But it's not a good dream.
So there's good and bad dreams during that period of time when your perception of how time is passing has changed. I don't know. I usually just...
Well, that's the thing. During a dream, time can feel like forever. You could almost dream about a whole week going by, and then you would just wake up and it just goes by instantaneously. It depends. Some people remember dreams really well, others not so well at all. Some don't even dream. They just sleep.
Really?
Yes, I don't dream much anymore. I used to, but perhaps it's because of how long I've been alive. My mind no longer needs to dream. Some say that dreams are a way of your mind storing the information of your day. It helps you form memories better because you dream. Most dreams are made up of some form of memory or pieces of it.
when I'm laying there, it's kind of hard to focus on things because I feel like the way I've always described it is it's like being lightheaded. I think that's what it's like anyways. You can't think straight very well. It's difficult to focus anyways. So sometimes I just kind of lay there and think about the things that happened that day or whatever I want, really.
Some people call that lucid dreaming, in a way. Those are dreams that, when you're actually asleep, you're still semi-conscious and can control them by thinking about certain things, and it leads the dream. At least I've never experienced one, but there are some psychedelics you can take, certain mushrooms that help do that, but I don't recommend that.
Santa talking about that one time, asking if there were any weird mushrooms on campus.
The only ones on campus are the ones in the cave, as well as the shriekers up by the hot springs, but...
Those are shriekers.
Yes. To prevent, it's a line of defense between the boys' side and the female side.
Oh, that.
Every year, someone tries to sneak a peek.
That's understandable, I think.
All right. And as for dreams, they're quite interesting.
I liked laying in
Some
front
people
of the
spend their entire
fire
life.
when we first started here. It was nice to be able to just lay there and watch the fire sometimes. Something to keep my mind busy.
Well, once we start delving into illusion magics and the like, perhaps one day we could help you experience one of those dreams that you've never had.
Really?
I'd suggest trying to put you to sleep with puffins, but I do know that didn't work too well for Vivina. Do you have times of your life that you think fondly of, that were times you almost wish you could relive?
Yeah,
Well,
I
dreams
think
can
I'm
offer that. Dreams can have you relive that.
Really?
It would actually feel like it was happening all over again. But that comes back to me mentioning nightmares. All those terrible times in your life can also come up. Dreams are random, unfortunately. There's no rhyme or reason for why you have them sometimes. Some also say that dreams, well, you can't dream about a face that you've never seen before. Every face in all of your dreams that you've ever had are a face that you've seen at least once in your life. Even if it's passing by a stranger at the store or on the market. Yes, that your brain remembers that and uses it in a dream eventually. You can't, or at least they claim that you can't dream about a face you've never seen.
Really? That sounds...
Well, if I were to ask right now, can you think of a face and how... Can you make a face in your mind of a person you've never seen before? There's a good chance that when your mind constructs that face, it's actually someone that you've seen, even if it's passing by. You just won't remember.
Yeah, actually, I that's...
The mind's a strange thing.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I can't think of any other faces.
And the second you do, it's perhaps something that you've seen before, even if it's vaguely familiar. As simple as passing by. But
That is pretty crazy. Never thought
exactly,
of that before.
but until we perhaps devil into some illusion magic or you attempt other things, but maybe you're just not supposed to sleep, and that's okay. Everyone's different after all.
I only ever seem to get tired like that when I'm here.
Can you define here better? Because obviously,
like,
if we are getting tired right now because of this spot, we should move.
On Earth.
Oh, are you from a different plane, perhaps? Such as how we learned about the Feywilds today?
Yeah. I am.
Hmm.
It gets hard to explain. Not really.
Oh, it's not too complicated in some ways because, well, I've been to the Feywilds, but I don't stay there very long, as you heard today. It's a lot different there.
Yeah.
You almost have to speak in riddles just to get your point across. It's already hard enough getting
Willow
teaching you
told me
students
about
stuff.
it recently. He said he is from there. Or used to be,
Yes.
anyways. He didn't tell me much about it. What Steele said today is the most I've ever heard of it.
Yes, me and him are different, but also the same. It's quite strange. I'm something called Fey Touched, whereas something that belongs to the Fey affected me. Today, in the lesson, you heard about warriors that the Fey bring in from the human realm or the material plane and train up to be warriors within the Fey.
Between dawn and dusk he was talking about?
Well, what he mentioned today is quite similar to, or you can compare it to me, myself, actually, except I didn't enter the Feywilds until, well, after the Dark War. Unless I never quite thought about it, but there was the period of time between when my mother died and the tree gave birth to me several years later. But I was an infant when I was born. There's no way that I was trained in the Feywilds. That's interesting. I've never actually thought about that. Could I have been a fetus trained in the Feywilds? Interesting. Oh, well, something to think about. But I was raised from infancy just like everyone else otherwise. So who knows, though, what happened during that period of time between when I was born or when I died, I guess. Quite complicated. But what isn't complicated these days? I mean, hell, when we travel through this portal, for a brief moment, we're not even on the material plane. During that transportation, we actually are just blipping through the astral plane. I'm sure you've read the books in there about conjuration.
Professor Willow told me about that one once. I didn't realize we were traveling between
to stay
somewhere
in there
else,
longer,
though.
but
I thought we were just staying
it's not
here.
a good idea. Well, let me think of a good example. So, the astral plane and the Feywilds, which is also a plane, they're different. Well, the astral plane looks nothing like this place. But if we were in the Feywilds right now, this academy wouldn't look much different. Sure, there wouldn't be a barrier. Maybe the buildings wouldn't be here. But the geography and everything else would be still here. We would be it's possible at this very moment, there's a red cap in the Feywilds killing a boar right where we're standing. Right where we're standing. But we can't see them and they can't see us. It's a mirror image almost of our plane. Except different.
That's confusing and also kind of scary when you think about it. There could be anything around you.
Steele mentioned that you can get lost there today, correct?
Yeah.
Well, you might think to yourself, well, I've been here for months now. How could I get lost somewhere I've been all the time? Well, like I said, it's different, but also the same. Quite a contradicting place. We go there. Right now, in fact, it would be
something
quite different. That mountain would be there, sure.
Would be madness.
It truly is. That's why I haven't spent much time there. I've only went there long enough to, well, understand a couple things. I do, obviously, you remember the Spriggan and things like that. I do have a couple Fey under my control in my grove, but that's why I wasn't there for the orc. But I don't assume you were there either.
No, I was studying Specca. I didn't hear the barrier.
That's a new situation now I have to deal with. Do you remember that announcement I had a couple weeks ago? It's maybe been over a month now. Well, there was possible lichens that were going to attack the school, or orcs.
Yeah.
Well, And I gave everyone permission to use their weapons.
Hmm.
I recall. There was even a note on the noteboard.
Yeah.
Just making sure, because a student actually did draw their weapon as they technically had permission to do.
Yeah.
It's just now we have certain students are quite happy, and then others are not with how that went.
Yeah, he said Augusta stabbed it right through the heart with her sword.
Yes. If I got there in time, I probably would have killed it myself, and apparently Tyrell was going to do it. Anyway, so there was no way that orc was going to leave this campus alive, unfortunately. Because it's pointless. Orcs do not negotiate. They weren't here to negotiate. They were here to demand something, to get honor, and they failed, and that is what an orc is. I just have to, I guess, we just need to teach the students better. There's a couple that are quite disappointed right now.
Disappointed by what, sir?
Well, how the situation was handled. Some are quite pleased with the quick execution of it, because it was apparently threatening everyone and their lives, while some are quite angry because we didn't hear it out. And I say it because I don't believe what orcs are capable of is deserving of anything else.
Orcs are supposed to be incredibly dangerous, right? That's what Steele said.
Exactly. In fact, on their way here, I guess he claimed to have been part of the band that killed the desert giants. They were here for the Komodo dragon.
That's not good then. If it was here to hurt more people...
I'd actually disagree. It is actually a good thing. That might sound weird. But...
I mean, like, it being here to... that Komodo dragon... dragons are really big, aren't they?
It's fine. It's actually... I can take you there to show you it right now if you'd like.
I guess? I've never seen a dragon before.
Alright, let's head to the school then.
Well, I mean, sort of. I do know one.
It's,
She's really friendly.
It's a Komodo dragon. It's a little different. You'll see when you get there.
Oh. The only dragon I know visited a couple of times. She was really friendly.
This dragon you're not going to be able to speak with. You'll understand. The dungeon entrance is right beside the rules. Makes sense, I hope.
Oh. Is that crab?
Be careful not to wake up. Yes, it's currently sedated with puffins. If you wake it up, it'll use an illusionary attack on you. It attacks your... Well, you're already sensitive enough to sound. I don't think it would be good for you. But basically, it was attacking a village with auditorial attacks, and we captured it. Once the winter comes and its hibernation season arrives, we'll be taking it back to the Feywilds where it belongs.
That's good.
Just don't rattle this cage. I'm sure someone did today, though. Oh, it's one of those rats again. Feel free to kill those if you see them. Anyway,
okay.
Let's head up here to... Yes, I'm sure Bargus was in here gathering leather from them. They make good gloves for the winter. Or joints and armor as well. Here you are. Don't put your arm in, though, I guess. Yes.
That is a big... That's...
We've been keeping it well fed, but I'm sure if you put your arm in there...
Looks just like a giant...
They survive for...
Like...
Yes,
if like a lizard was a bear.
Pretty much. They're... Normal Komodo dragons are quite smaller. However, the desert tribes... well, the desert giants, in this case... They've bred them for size over many years. Or many millennia, I guess you could say at this point. Until they got to this size, it's perhaps what the orcs were after. It seemed that the orc was demanding this one. Because it's the female.
What do they want it for?
Who knows what they wanted to do with it.
Oh.
I can only assume that it was a breeding... since it was a breeding caravan. I could assume that it was trying to get both Komodo dragons to try to breed them, to have them help them in their war efforts. The desert giants use them in battle. They can't exactly ride them. Maybe the dwarf. I guess Vargas was trying to. Apparently, never mind. Anyway, we'll be taking care of this until eventually we'll be sending a squad out to return it to the desert. The desert giants. That way, it's a secured travel in case something were to attack it again. But we'll just take care of it for now, or her for now.
It doesn't seem dangerous. Not as pretty as the dragon I know.
As long as it's well fed, it's not dangerous. It might take a hand off if it was hungry and someone put their hand in to pet it. They survive for a very long time without water. They're cold-blooded after all. That's why they're great in the desert.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's part of why the...
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, same with snakes, etc. They thrive quite well in the desert, surprisingly. But we'll take care of her for now.
Oh. So, this place has been here all along. You guys store...
We had to repair some things.
Lizards down here?
We store whatever we need to. Basically, in this currently, we could have perhaps captured that orc, but the information we would have got would have been useless. We could have asked where they're currently camping and went there ourselves, but they're going to come easily to fight us, and we have the barrier. And then we'll just cleanse the world of that problem, thankfully. It's part of why Steele and us, as teachers, we had a plan to drop the magical barrier enough so that the school, its presence was more apparent, which is most likely why the orc found us. It came ahead of its tribe to get the dragon and the honor for itself, but it seems that thankfully it just turned into a good warning for us.
Doesn't that mean that, yeah, there's probably more on their way, right?
Probably going to have over 100 orcs slamming on that wall here soon, within a couple of days.
That sounds terrifying.
It would be if we weren't behind this wall, but at the same time, you do hear those sounds over the mountain, don't you? Every day? Carver's practicing, for example?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, you guys.
Well, with us teachers here, we should be able to handle it, but I'm actually looking forward to it. I think that it will give you students an opportunity to flex a little bit. Some students here have never even, well, at least today, some of them probably saw death for the first time. I'm not sure. But unfortunately, it's a necessary thing. Similar to the red caps that Steele mentioned today, orcs are just meant to kill and fight. That's all they do. That's ever since they're born, they know how to fight, if you remember that lesson. So, we're going to protect this female and send it back to where she belongs.
Wow. Thanks for showing me, I guess.
No problem. The dungeon does go a bit deeper. If we ever need to, I hope we don't have to put a student in here, but...
What? A student? Sir?
Not all students are as well behaved as you, Arbor. I'm sure you've noticed that.
Yeah.
Not to mention, for example, in the past, let's say, not everyone is a human or an elf. We do have, even currently, we have, for example, 2 lichens, right? Do you remember, or were you here for the day when one of the lichens lost control?
Lila, something happened. Nobody ever really told me what happened. All I know was that she hurt some people and we had to...
Long story short, they wanted to practice. They wanted to practice using their form. However, they didn't inform us teachers that she didn't know how to use it and loses herself.
So she lost.
So in instances like this,
control?
yes, not everyone is blessed with abilities. Some are cursed with abilities, you could say. And some...
Like Zachary and Lila.
And unlike Zachary, she in particular isn't Lila when she's transformed. She's something else until she learns. And unfortunately, thankfully, unfortunately, but also now thankfully, we know this as teachers, and the next time we help her, it's going to be done properly. They won't hide things this time. But if a student were to ever become something that, well, such as I warned everyone about the possible lichen threat, if someone were to be bitten and Wolfsbane tea or whatever we try does not cure them and they still turn, we might have to keep them down here until they've stabilized and have their wits about them. Well, I'm glad I could have filled you in on some things that you might have missed. Unfortunately, the campus is quite big and social circles are quite different.
I try not to poke too much into what doesn't. What I'm
True.
not. Yeah. It wasn't my business. I just had to bandage everybody up. That was my job.
True, but let me throw this at you. Would you have bandaged up Lila the same you would have bandaged up another student?
Well, yeah, that's my job. I have to take care of her like I do everyone else.
So if I were to give you an example, keep in mind, like I said, this is purely an example. If you have Kari, Hannah, Rin, and Lila, all of them were injured in the exact same manner, in what order would you treat them?
Depending on the severity of the injuries, if they're all injured
Let's say for this example, they're all injured the same, they all took an arrow to the knee or something.
Probably Hannah first. I know she's capable with medicine like I am, so she could probably help me help the others as quickly as possible. Probably Kari shortly after. Followed up by Rin and Lila.
Alright, and you might not have known that you did this, but you actually picked them in an order that would best suit their own natural rates of recovery. Lila, by the time you got to her, might have already healed that wound by pulling the arrow out because of her own natural regeneration. So you wouldn't even have needed to treat her by the time you got to her, perhaps.
Really?
Now, if you did not keep in the loop, as you could say, or you did not go out of your way to gather that information, well, now you obviously know she's a werewolf, but now that you know she has that regeneration, you might not have known that, and that now helps you do your job, correct?
Yeah, having all the information does help.
Yes, I'm sure if you talk to Hannah sometime, she might, well, if you saw her duel, though she won that duel because of information. Not just skill.
Yeah, she explained afterwards. I was
so hopefully,
kind of surprised.
You can see the usefulness of information.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Hopefully I didn't keep you up too late.
No, I feel fine.
Got you.
Wonder where the others went. least Ryder says he's my friend. Guess the others have probably already gone to bed.